Or start recording. Okay, thank you so much for hopping on and taking the time to listen to this little presentation. I'm really excited to share this information with you. So I'm going to go ahead and try and share my screen, and we will get going. Okay. All right, perfect. Okay, so my name is Jasmine Erickson, and I'm really excited to share with you how we are trying to inspire healthy living around the world and how making that one simple change can really make a huge difference to everybody. So I don't think it's any surprise that as a nation, we're pretty unhealthy. So 1 in 4 people will die of heart disease. 1 in 2 people, 1 in 2 women and 1 in 3 men will actually develop cancer. 1 in 3 will have diabetes by the year 2050, and 1 in 5 children are obese. It breaks my heart. That should not be our future, you guys. And I love how it says on here that our children are more harmed by poor diet than by exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco combined. That is insane, and I am not okay with that. And some of the reasons for this are because the environmental toxins that are around us all the time are increasing. And you can see a list at the bottom of all the different things that we're exposed to, you know, whether it's our personal hygiene products, whether it's pollution, water contaminants, the list goes on, and it's everywhere. Another is that our food quality is decreasing. So more than 50% of what the standard American is eating is processed. And with that comes so many different preservatives, flavor enhancers, genetically modified ingredients, pesticides. And what's crazy is that in the process of picking broccoli and then getting it to the store, that it can actually lose 50 to 80% of the key nutrients before it's even getting to your table. So we need to be able to do something. We need to be able to take our health back into our own hands. And some of the things that we can do can be so simple. We don't need to complicate everything. You know, even if it's just, you know, exercising a few minutes every day, making sure that you are getting an adequate amount of sleep, which, you know, if you have little kiddos around, sometimes that's harder than others. So we do the best that we can. Managing stress, drinking plenty of water, using safer products, and eating real food. Those are just some of the simple things that we can do. So I really want to focus on eating fruits and vegetables. And experts agree that most diseases are preventable with good nutrition. And this is a huge relief to me. It just, you know, helps me feel like there's something that I can do to control my own health and make sure I have a healthy outcome. So I want to explain to you guys a little bit about oxidative stress and what antioxidants are. So the bad news is that oxidative stress is what causes aging and disease. So if you look at the apple, on the left side, you'll see that it's brown, it's starting to get wrinkly. And on the right side, if all you do is squeeze a lemon on it, which is full of natural antioxidants, is that, excuse me, it protects the cells from this oxidative stress. I've seen this picture explained very similarly, but it shows a woman's face. On one side, she looks like she's 20 years older, and then on the other side, she's 20 years younger. And I don't know about you, but I would rather be on the younger side of things. So that is exactly why the news isn't that fruits and vegetables are so good for you. It's that they are so good for you that they could save your life. And this was actually published in 2003 on the cover of Time magazine. And so it's not a new concept. It's just it's taking a while for the world to catch on what's really happening. So because of all of the decreased food quality and the environmental toxins that we were talking about earlier, it's now been recommended that we need from 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And if you're an athlete, it's even more. So a serving is roughly the size of your fist. So if you're eating that, you're basically eating fruits and vegetables all day long. You probably won't have room for anything else. So why is it that we need so many? You know, their nutrition is decreasing. Things are like the bananas, they're green when you get to the store, right? Because they're picked too early, then they're shipped thousands of miles. So by the time they get to us, there's not as much good stuff left. And 90% of Americans are not eating enough servings of fruits and vegetables. And to be perfectly honest, I am one of them. Even on my really good days, there's no way that I'm able to get 13 servings of fruits and vegetables in my diet, let alone in my children. So let's talk a little bit about multivitamins versus a whole food. 70% of Americans are trying to fill the gaps between what they're actually eating and what they need with a multivitamin. And that's kind of been the standard in our society for a long time. And a multivitamin, it has a couple of isolated nutrients. I believe it's 13 that they've actually been able to isolate and to put into that multivitamin, which is more than you're getting without that, right? But the thing is that in just eating an apple, you're getting over 10,000 different little phytonutrients that are all working together in synergy with each other to make sure that your body knows how to digest it and how to get every little nutrient from it. And that's not happening with the multivitamin. And research is actually showing that these isolated vitamins are actually doing more harm than good. So this is just an example of what you might see on a multivitamin label, the supplement fact right there, the different vitamins and minerals that they're putting in there versus what you have on the right. And that's only a portion of those 10,000. I mean, you have to get a couple of those pictures in a row to even get close to the nutrients that you can get from just eating an apple. So Michelle and I are so blessed to be part of this community, this healthy living revolution. And what I love about it is that they have provided so many resources for free to anybody who wants them, basically. There are incredible cookbooks for you. They have fitness programs. They even have a Start Strong Kids program that I've done with my daughter a couple times just recently. She actually asked me, she's like, Mom, can I do that Juice Plus thing again where, I have to fill in these little squares. And once she checks off all the boxes of these activities that she's done, whether it's exercise or helping plan a healthy meal, they have this awesome little certificate that you can print out and to give your child at the end. And she gets so excited every time. This will be the third time that she's done it. So I want to tell you a little bit about my story. Sorry, let me grab a drink of water really quick. Okay, sorry about that. So, how long has it been now? About 5 years ago, I found myself covered in blistering rashes from head to toe. And I had no idea what it was that was causing them. And nobody could give me any answers. I went the medical route. I went to various doctors. I did blood work, allergy tests, just about anything that you could think of. And they couldn't tell me anything. So then I went the holistic route and they couldn't really help me a whole lot either. So I I was at an all-time low. I have never felt more alone, more scared, more anxious, depressed, and honestly just afraid to go throughout my day because I didn't know what was going to cause my next flare up. And that's not a place that I would wish anybody to be at. So I decided that I had to heal myself from the inside out. And I went on an incredibly restrictive gut healing diet for about 2.5 years. And during this time, I was also diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome and told that the only way that I would be able to get pregnant was to take several different medications. And I would basically be doing this for the rest of my life. So, being completely terrified and not knowing what to do and desperately wanting another baby, I did what the doctor told me to. I took the medications, and it didn't take me long to realize that I was not okay with the side effects that were a result of those medications. So I stopped taking them. And I just hoped and prayed with every fiber of my being that what I was doing through my nutrition was going to be enough. And unfortunately, I also realized that this route that I went down, I wasn't getting the adequate nutrition that I did because of my extremely limited diet. But I didn't dare take any of the supplements that everybody tells you to take because I knew after looking that they were full of those artificial ingredients and the preservatives and all these things that I knew would cause a flare up, and I was not willing to go down that road again. So I didn't know what to do. Fortunately, a good friend of mine told me about a really simple way that I would be able to incorporate a huge variety of different fruits and vegetables into my diet. And I was like, okay, that's nice. But in the back of my brain, I'm like, but I know all of those extra things that are in there, so I'm not going to do it, but I'll smile and nod my head. But for some reason, brain aside, my body craved these capsules and I didn't know why. I knew absolutely nothing about them. So I took the time to stop and I looked at the ingredients and I saw that it was literally fruits and vegetables. There wasn't all the extra additives and preservatives. And so I said, okay, I'm going to try this just so that I can have peace of mind, knowing that I'm getting all this extra goodness into my body. And I didn't really expect anything to come of it, to be perfectly honest. So I jumped on board. I decided to start using the fruit and vegetable capsules. And 3 years later, I am free of rashes. It's been even more than that. It's been about 3.5 years now. So I'm free of rashes. And I honestly have the peace of mind that I didn't ever think was possible. And I am so, so grateful for that. So, what are these fruit and vegetable capsules I was actually talking about? This is a product called Juice Plus. And what they do is they add the nutrition from over 30 different fruits and vegetables and berries into your diet. And what I love about this is that these whole foods are actually harvested at the peak of ripeness. So all of that nutrition has grown and developed with that plant, and then it's put into it. So I'm getting that too. The produce is then pulverized, it's not juiced. And all of it is dried and put into powders at low temperatures so that it's preserving that nutrition as well. And in those powders, you're getting the seeds, the skin, like all of these extra things that you wouldn't get from juicing. They're then put into capsules or little chewables. And we also have a full spectrum omega blend, which uses the plants that the fish are getting their omegas from, and just kind of skipping that fish. So it's skipping the fish burps. Hallelujah. And I love it. So this is just to show you the wide variety of all of the things that they're using in these products, and that myself and my family are able to consume every day. And I don't know about you, but getting a 16-month-old and a 6-year-old child to consume these foods every day is almost impossible. So I am so grateful. So the omegas that I talked to you about, the omega fatty acids, they support a huge array of different health benefits. So, you got your heart health, brain health, your joints, skin, eyes. And what's awesome is that it's 100% plant-based, like I mentioned. It's a full spectrum of omega. So it has omega 3, 5, 7, 9, maybe 6. I think it's 6. There's 5 of them, okay? They're cold pressed and they're in vegan capsules. And so none of the stuff is going to be going rancid by the time that really quick. If you'll just make sure that your phones are muted. Okay, awesome. Okay, so the next thing is the Juice Plus Complete Shakes. I live on these things. They're my favorite part of my day. So they are vegan. They're made with non-GMO ingredients. They're gluten and dairy free. And it's really awesome because since it is all made out of plants, the protein that's in the shakes is so much, it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's absorbable. Your body can actually absorb all of that's in it. Essentially, you have 8 grams of fiber. It's low glycemic, so it's actually going to stabilize your blood sugar. It's not going to cause any blood sugar spikes, which is something that a lot of people really have to watch out for. And it includes some of the really awesome high nutrient dense foods like broccoli and radish and alfalfa sprouts, chickpea powder, millet, a lot of the ancient grains, mushrooms. I had forgotten that there was mushrooms in it. And I've been hearing all of this hype about how good mushrooms are for you. And I'm trying to figure out how in the world am I going to get my family to eat mushrooms? And I realized that they already are, and they have no idea. I was so happy. And one thing I want to point out is the soy. A lot of people really struggle with the concept of soy. There's been a lot of misinformation out there. But what has actually been found is that the safety of soy depends on the source. The whole bean is minimally processed, as found in Juice Plus Complete, provides the best and most balanced defense against disease. So, like it says, it's very minimally processed. The farmer, I believe his name is Richard, he's the soy farmer. And Juice Plus actually works with really small to medium family based farms. And so they work really hard to make sure that the quality is just top notch. So, bridging the gap, I think, is the difficulty that we're all faced with. How in the world do we get from what we probably eat to what we should be eating? And for me and my family, Juice Plus was the answer for us. And Juice Plus is so unique from all the other supplements out there. And the reason being is, one, it's not actually considered a supplement. So it's a food, it's not a multivitamin. On the back of the container, I wish I had one here with me, but it actually has a nutrition label and not a supplement label, because the FDA recognizes it as food. It's made with non-GMO ingredients, vegan, kosher, dairy-free, gluten-free. The second thing is that it is NSF certified. And I wasn't really sure what that was before I learned about it. But what NSF certification is it's a third party that comes in and they test to make sure that what is on the label is actually in the product, and what's in the product is on the label. Because that's actually been a really huge problem with several different supplements, and they've had lots of lawsuits and different things. So it can be kind of scary. You can't always trust what's in the label is what you're getting. So it tests that there's no banned substances. So there's no herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, molds, like the list goes on. And it's a really hard certification to get. It's safe for professional athletes. And number three is that it is the most researched brand name nutritional product in the world. I believe it's 40 published studies that they have now that have been done on those products. And the research that's been done, it's not just saying like, hey, vitamin C is good for you and we have vitamin C in our product. It's actually done on the product itself. So this is gold standard research here. So it's all randomized, double blind, placebo controlled, tested on the product itself in human beings, and then they're published in these medical journals, which are really, really difficult to get into. So you can see there's a long list of different institutions that have done this research. And what they have found is that Juice Plus contributes to cardiovascular wellness. It's supporting a healthy inflammatory response. It's supporting quality of life. And that was a result that they found after doing a study on cancer survivors. It's supporting healthy cholesterol, lung function, healthy skin and gums. It supports the immune system, which I'm so thankful for. And it's helping maintain healthy DNA. It's reducing oxidative stress. And it's actually been proven in 18 different studies that it's absorbed into the body. So it's not one of those big bottles of vitamins that you're taking and then peeing out and wasting it all down the drain, right? So Richard Dubois, is it Dubois? I don't remember how to say his name. Anyways, he has said that there is nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. And I think that's a pretty significant statement. This is a program that is definitely very dear to my heart. It's called the Healthy Starts for Families program. And what they have done is, for any adult who purchases the Juice Plus product, they allow a child ages 4 clear up until college to get their product for free for 4 years. So that has saved me a pretty penny. And I'm so grateful for that. But what they did, the reason that they do this is they did a 20-year long study where they watched the results and the changes that were happening in these children that were participating. And it was over 1.5 million children that they studied. And what they found is that 60% of those children were missing fewer days of school. 56% were taking fewer over-the-counter and or prescription drugs. 71% were drinking more water. 66% were visiting the doctor less. 71% were consuming less fast foods and soft drinks. And 61% were eating more fruits and vegetables. And I can honestly say that I have seen all of these things happen in my family. Um, Tower gardens are so amazing. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a picture of any of my tower garden that I have posted or that Michelle has posted. I'm so grateful to have one of these in my home. They have two different ones. They have a smaller one that you can keep in your home all the time. I have the larger one because I like to have mine outside and inside once I get my grow lights. Um, and what's so amazing about this is that it actually uses 98% less water than a traditional garden, 90% less space. It has a 30% higher yield of produce, and it grows 3 times as fast. And I'm always trying to pawn off my greens and my kale and all of my things to my mom because I can't eat it fast enough. It's amazing. So if you're looking for, just an easy button, is what I kind of like to call it. The products are really, really awesome place to start. But if you're looking for more of a lifestyle program, um, I invite you guys to join us on the Shred 10. And it has nothing to do with shredding 10 pounds in 10 days. It's not about that. It's honestly just focusing on shredding the food and the toxins and the habits that are not serving you and incorporating the things that are. So I want to really kind of dive into this for a minute and kind of explain the difference between dieting and over exercising versus actually cleansing your bodies. So one thing that I learned was that fat cells are a tool that your body uses to surround your organs and protect them from all of the harmful toxins that are in our bodies. Um, so on the top, you'll see you have this individual, and all those dots are toxins. So it's storing fat. Sorry. So stored fat enrobes the toxins, and then it's collecting this fat because we're exposed to so many different toxins. And then what happens is that we try and burn fat through diet or exercise, but we're not really incorporating the proper nutrition into our body. So what happens? We lose the weight, right? And we're all happy. But then we rebound and that fat comes back in because it's still trying to protect our body from the toxins from our environment and from the food that we're eating. So what the Shred 10 encourages is that we are trying to cleanse the body of all of those toxins naturally through food and through, healthy habits like diet, what you're eating, exercise, sleep, drinking enough water. And so you're not only shedding the fat, but you're shedding the toxins as well, which helps you maintain that weight and avoid the rebound. Because it's not about being skinny, you guys. It's really not. It's about being healthy. So this is me. When I was pregnant with my first daughter 6.5 years ago, I thought that I was awesome. I thought that I was healthy and I thought that I looked great and I was pretty proud of myself. Um, so you can see this is me pregnant with her. Fast forward, I was introduced to Juice Plus, kind of adopted the Shred 10 lifestyle. I wasn't perfect by any means. But then on the right, this is me during my last pregnancy at 37 weeks. Same dress. It's amazing the difference. And you guys, I felt so much better. It was incredible. So I am so excited to get to introduce you to my dear friend, Michelle Day, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her story.
Hi, everyone. If you don't already know me, my name is Michelle Day, and I have 4 little ones. I actually have a very similar story in regards to pregnancy as Jasmine, so I'll spare you all the details of that story, but I will dive a little bit deeper and to share it with you. When I found Juice Plus, I was actually introduced to it by hearing Dr. Sears speak at a seminar, and that blew me away because it was whole food nutrition and it was clinically researched, and I'm a little bit of a nerd, so that spoke to me. I heard about the research study that shared that it changed thousands of genes within just a few weeks of taking it. And I knew that our genes were unhealthy. Cancer, diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, everything that you could have wrong in your genetic line, we had. And so I knew from at the time, my 3 children, I wanted to live long enough to see them have kids. And I didn't have a grandparent alive since I was a teenager. I knew that I had to make big strides in changing that for my life and for my children's life. So we decided to adapt the lifestyle, and we didn't really expect to see any changes. We just We're doing it just for a life insurance policy, just to make our lives a little bit better and hopefully extend it a little bit longer. And what we saw was quite amazing. My daughter, who had chronic constipation since birth, it was completely healed within a week of taking Juice Plus. My husband, who was my pickiest eater at 30 years old, my kids, I could sneak in fruits and vegetables and everything. He would pick out the tiniest little things. He started not only eating, but craving and asking for seconds of things like sauteed green beans, things that he would have never touched before. Now he's actually a year into a whole food, plant-based, vegan lifestyle. He eats all the fruits and vegetables and loves them. And then for myself, I actually never even saw coming was my mental health. So I struggled with anxiety, depression, and panic attacks as long as I can remember. I remember having panic attacks going into kindergarten. So having 2 to 3 a day. And I started noticing that around month 4, I started feeling just all around better. It wasn't this huge light switch that changed. It was this gradual, slow, I didn't have a panic attack yesterday type of realization for me. And now I'm actually 3 years free of panic attacks and do not struggle with my mental health and the chronic pain and inflammation, and all the other things that I struggled with that I just thought were my destiny. So I'm going to share with you a little bit more about just our story going forward. But first, I want to jump into just sharing how affordable this option is. For me, again, it was a health insurance policy. This is way cheaper than any other health insurance policy that I could even look at. So for $250 a day, you can get the fruits, veggies, and berries, and you get free child's order with every single adult order. So I got an order, and then one of my children got a free order. My husband got an order, one of our children got a free order, and then grandma got an order, and she got a free order for our third kiddo. So it's amazing how you can take advantage of that system in the most positive way so that everyone can get this healing nutrition. You can also get the shakes, which are about just a little over $2 a serving, which is great for a full plant-based meal. And then the omegas are about $1 a serving. So all of this is about the same or less than a cup of coffee every day. So I want to go ahead and take a moment to invite you to join us. And I'm going to share a little bit more with you. And if you have the time, I'd love for you to stay on and stick with me. I'd love to share my journey a little bit more about how this has changed our lifestyle. So you have a couple options. You can become a Juice Plus customer. It's really simple, only takes a few moments. You can become a partner and share with just a few friends, family members that are close to you. And maybe you're thinking about this and you're thinking, there's quite a few people in my life who could use this. And that's kind of where we were. We knew that we wanted to share this because it made such a big difference in our lives. And it continued to bless us through every single day. So if you have a few more minutes, I'd love for you to stick on with me. If not, that's totally okay. Feel free to hop off. Okay, so this is Jay Martin. He's our owner and founder. And for over 50 years, this company is long lasting and stable. I love it. So since 1970, our mission has been to inspire healthy living around the world and build a stable and lasting company that helps as many people as possible realize their dreams. And that's exactly what it did for us. So I'm really excited to share with you. Our product is unique. It's that simple, you guys. I know Jasmine shared a lot about that. It has a food label. It's NSF certified. It's the most researched nutritional brand name product in the world. I double dog dare you. Go to Whole Foods, turn over every single product on the shelf. I've done it, so I know you're not going to find anything even similar to this. If you'll maybe find one or two with a food label, but you're not going to find any with 30 different plants in it, and you're not going to find any that are NSF certified, and you're not going to find any that are doctor recommended or researched. I even talked to someone who was the supplement expert at Whole Foods for 19 years and went through every single product with her to try and find something comparable because I'm a skeptic and I couldn't find anything comparable. And so that's why I jumped in, because I knew there was nothing else like it. It's also the largest selling nutritional product of its kind, and it's free for kids, teens, and college students. Okay, so what makes the business model unique? This is what sold me forever. I'm telling you, it's a franchise that you own. It's not like anything else on the market that you can become a part of the business. It's only $52 annually to sign up. And for me, I knew I was going to make more money back on my own products alone, and it just made sense. You can work from anywhere, which is quite interesting because that's a little bit of our story, and I'll share more in just a moment. It's a small focused product line, consumable products, residual income, part-time or full-time, no inventory needed to hold on to, low overhead, business websites and support. Commission levels are permanent. There's no glass ceiling, and at upper leadership levels, there's a benefits package, which I'll share with you in just a moment. So I want to share with you about why this changed our lives so much is because you can work it from anywhere. 3 years ago, my husband left corporate America, and we knew we needed a lifestyle change for our family. We had 3 kiddos. He was working sun up to sun down, barely ever saw our kids, and I barely ever saw them. Neither of us ever got a break, and we were struggling. So when he left corporate America, I had this business as a hobby, and I knew it was an option. So our plan B, back burner option, turned into our plan A. And we actually decided to sell everything, buy an RV, and travel the country full time in an RV. And it's been 3 years, actually a little over now, of traveling the country full time and being able to both be stay at home parents full time. Okay, so let's jump into that benefits package and what that looks like. So it has actually a Fortune 500 corporate benefits package. So the best of the best, medical insurance, dental insurance, vision, life insurance, long-term disability, chiropractic care, family tuition reimbursement, which pays for up to 5 people, it can be adults as well, to go back to college or any other type of education, and then a monthly expense allowance. I love that this company has a huge heart and gives back. The Juice Plus is a title sponsor for St. Jude Memphis Marathon, the largest one-day fundraiser event for St. Jude. It also gives back through giving free Tower Gardens to every Boys and Girls Club in North America. And they also donated 10 million complete meals through Volunteers of America and Children's Hunger Fund. So you may be wondering, what in the world does that look like as a business, right? It's so simple. You just share, and naturally it changes lives. It's kind of amazing to see that unfold. You can share as you live life just by sharing your story, your journey, a simple way to flood your body with whole food nutrition. And trust me, in this day and age right now, a lot of people are looking for simple solutions to not only boost their immune system, to levelize everything in their health, and also grow their own food. You can share on social media. You can share education, which this business has a ton of. It's been around for a long time, so we have lots of resources, lots of doctor videos, lots of resources to share with other people. And I love that the amount of your Juice Plus earnings is a direct reflection of the number of people that you're helping. Alrighty, so what would doing this business do for you? And I love this because it can be anything that you want it to be. And like I said, it was a hobby for me for a couple years, and then I decided to make it a business. So you can do whatever you like, as little or as much as you want, even if it's just earning money back on your own products, or if it's sharing with everyone you come in contact with. You can make a difference. You can change people's life. You can just cover a car payment. You can enjoy the time and financial options, which is exactly what this business has done for us. And you can give back more. Alrighty, I'm going to turn it over to Jasmine really quick to talk about our upcoming events.
Okay, so thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you so much. So I mentioned the Shred 10 program a little bit earlier, and I'm so excited because one thing that our community does is that at the beginning of every month, we try and do this Shred 10 just to kind of give our bodies a little boost and a little reset from, the rest of the month when we're not doing so great, we're not perfect. So starting February 1st, we're going to be starting another Shred 10. And I'm so excited. I actually just barely finished one just this last week. And tell you what, I needed it big time. But I can tell that there's still more work that I can do to get feeling my best. So if this interests you, if this speaks to you at all, definitely reach out to whoever it was that invited you. And we would be so happy to include you in this and to have you on our journey. So thank you so much for taking your time to listen to us. I know you guys are all busy and it's a weekend, and I love you for that. So thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a great day.